Hey everybody, happy Tuesday and happy Q3. It is July officially, and today I'm very excited about this topic. We're going to talk about one thing that you need to stop doing that is totally holding you back from flourishing in your design business. And I'm going to ask in advance, I want to apologize if I get fired up about this because it is something I am crazy, crazy passionate about. Hey, Chris. Um, so today we're going to talk about something that fires me up, and it is what's holding you back from flourishing in your design business. So if you are new to me, I am Jeannie Andreessen, and I am a business coach for interior designers. I help interior designers build the confidence, the processes, the money, beliefs necessary to stand in their space and make the money that they deserve in their businesses. And so today's topic, as I mentioned, fires me up. I'm very excited about it. It is something that is holding you back from totally thriving in your business. So I want you to stay with me for the next maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I think this is going to be a little bit of a shorter one, but I know that it's going to be a little bit of a wake-up call for some of you, and I'm going to be getting in your face a little bit, I think in a really good way, in a way that is going to hopefully create some change in your current processes and your current beliefs, and wakes you up to see what's possible for you if you make this change. So let's get right to it. This one thing is totally holding you back from thriving in your business. And if you are going to do it, I want you to do it the right way. And we're going to talk about that today. But that thing is discounting your services. Oh my gosh, discounting your services. That one thing is going to stunt your growth tremendously in your business. And it is a slippery slope. Once you start handing out discounts to friends, to family, to neighbors, it's hard to come back from. And so I want to help you today recognize why discounting your services does not work. Definitely doesn't work for the long haul, long term. Why it does not work and what would work better instead for you. So let's kind of get to like, where does this start, or what's happening in your business where this is coming up so frequently. So a new client comes your way, and or maybe it's a previous client, maybe it's a returning client. A client comes your way and they want somewhat of a discount for whatever reason. One reason maybe it is a previous client, somebody that you took on a few years ago, you offered a discount to because you were just starting in your business, and this was an opportunity for them to learn from you, for them to opt into your services, and you got to learn while you were working with them. So maybe it's a returning client who you offered a discount to in the past. Or maybe it's somebody that comes your way and they just have a small budget. That happens too, where they may not even be asking for a discount. They are presenting to you that they have a small budget in terms of what they're looking for and who they hire for their interior designer. And you look at these requests, whether it's old client coming back to you or new client coming your way. And Maggie, I see you're just joining us. Anybody who's just hopping on, we're talking about discounting your services and how this one thing is going to totally derail you in business and stunt your growth entirely. So someone comes your way, they're a new client and they have a smaller budget, and you're like, how do I make this work? Or somebody comes your way who's a returning client who you offered a discount to in the past, and they're saying they want to work with you again. And so either way, your brain goes to, okay, new client, how do I make this work? And you currently are seeing this and you think of this as a win-win, right? Because you're like, okay, well, if I take this person on, I get money. If I take this person on, I have a new client, I stay busy. And it's a win for them because they get my services. And so you're looking at this discount. So somebody, especially who has a small budget, you're like, okay, this doesn't really fit in with what this dollar amount would actually get them, but if I discount my services, I would be able to fit into their budget. And so you're like, okay, win, win, win. I take them on, they get my services, I get money, and and I stay busy. Wrong. Wrong. It is not a win-win, and it is not a win actually for anybody. It doesn't actually work when you are discounting your services for your clients. It does not actually work. Again, if you're just hopping on, we're talking about discounting your services and why it does not work for the long term of your business. It does not work. It hardly works even in the short term, if we're being honest, but it doesn't work. It's going to derail you. It is going to stunt your growth in business if you're offering discounts, discounts to people. So why doesn't it work if we're offering a discount to somebody? Because it actually shrinks yourself. You are shrinking yourself to fit into somebody else's framework of somebody else's budget, somebody else's affordability. And so you're shrinking yourself, and you're kind of stunting your own abilities to go above and beyond, to totally blow people away, to create projects that actually are exciting for you to put in your portfolio. You are keeping yourself from the opportunity to do that. So when you are shrinking yourself, you're doing this and you are trying to make things work for other people by fitting things into their budget. And when you do that, you become less of the designer that you are. You become less of the designer that you are. You are able to display less of what's truly in you and what your real potential is. I hope that this is making sense. So when you're shrinking yourself to match other people's budgets, you're giving less than what you are capable of giving. You are not putting your best foot forward. You're not. You're putting forward like the foot that meets them where they're at, but you are not fully diving in and giving them all of what you're capable of and all of who you are and all that you can do. And that's what's happening when you are discounting your services, when you are continuing to extend discounts to friends, to family, to former clients, or when clients come your way who have a smaller budget that doesn't fit what you do and what you really are like capable of and what you charge. You are truly stunting your growth because you're not putting your best self forward, and you are not giving yourself the opportunity to show them what's possible and what you really can do. In addition to that, you also, because you are taking on these projects, you have less time and energy to give to your family. You have less time and energy to give your clients who want to and maybe are paying a premium for your services and for what you are fully capable of. You have less time and energy for these people who have showed up for you fully because you have said yes to these small budget clients or said yes to a client who returned from your previous years. Because you said yes to them and you're continuing to discount your services, you have less energy to give to your friends and family and less energy to give to your clients who are paying a premium service. How is that fair for anybody? So often when we're taking on these budget clients, we are not doing so from a place of feeling empowered. I'm going to get to this later, but I want to walk you through kind of then what happens if somebody is receiving your services and they're somebody who just wants a discount. They are often the people who are going to take advantage of your time the absolute most. And that is also going to deplete you. You're going to feel depleted because you are going to be expending more time and energy with people and not feeling that you were getting the respect in return or payment in return that you would with a traditional client. But you also are going to deplete your energy because you are not going to be giving it your all or have the creative freedom or budget freedom to give it your all either. And that is living out of alignment with what you're capable of and who you're meant to be as a designer. And I want you to see that. I want to offer that to you because if you've ever even been in a relationship that did not serve you, if you've ever even been in a relationship that didn't make you a better person, you know what it feels like to show up every day in that relationship. It is a struggle. It is a struggle because you are not in alignment with who you are. So you are trying to be something that you aren't. You're trying to be someone else. You're trying to be what they want you to be. And that doesn't work. It works for a very short period of time when you're extending your offer, when you're extending your discounted offer and they say yes. And then you maybe send an invoice and they pay it, usually not on time. We're going to talk about that in a future live, getting people to pay on time. But you extend an offer, they say yes, let's say that they do pay it, and you're like, okay, cool, I win. It begins and ends there because from then forward, you are now working with a client who doesn't value your services at the level in which other people value it and you value it. And when you are working with someone who does not value your services in the way that they deserve to be valued, it is going to feel like an energy drain every single day. We are not in the business of trying to make our services fit in every person's budget. It's not going to work if you try to do that. You are going to be known as the designer with a discount. You are going to be known as the designer who helps everybody. And you are never going to get ahead if you have that label attached to you. You will not. Things are like, if you are really in the real world, if you are in the real world with me, and I think you are, there are plenty of things that are out of reach and out of touch for me, for you, for a lot of people, and that's okay. This is business. You cannot take everything so personally. This is business. Think if Steve Jobs wanted to make the iPhone accessible to everybody. It feels like everyone has one. Oh my God, I just had a brainstorm of an idea of like another tangent to go down. And I want to go down this. I hope I remember to come back to it. But it feels like everyone has one. But the point is, he decided what this product is going to cost. And he put it out there for people to purchase. And he didn't ask them, oh, would you like a discount on this product? Like, you do not get discounts on iPhones or MacBooks. You don't. Because you just don't run a business that way. If he's offering discounts to all different people, and God rest his soul, but when he started this, if he was offering discounts to everybody, it would not be where it is today. You cannot run a business that way. You cannot have a business grow that way. When you are thinking, how can I make this work? I feel like I have to make this work. How can I make this work because they want more from me? You are not helping people who desire to pay a premium. You're helping people who want something for cheap, get something for cheap, and then treat it as though it is cheap. Not what we want to do here. You are choosing to deplete yourself when you do that. So what does work? When does this work? What does work? Couple things. Number one, what works? Believing in your value. That works. If you have not yet, if you are watching this and you have not yet downloaded my Confident Charging Guide, head to the link in my bio or comment guide and I'll DM it to you. But head to the link in my bio to snag it. My Confident Charging Guide, I teach you, I walk you through what I walk through with my clients, my private clients, to help them believe in the rate that they desire to be paid and the premium rate that they desire to be paid. So what does work? Believing in the dollars that you are asking for and knowing that it's in everybody's best interest. If people / when, let me switch that. Knowing when it's in everyone's best interest that when they pay a premium for your service, the full rate for your service, when you are in full belief of your rates, and when you are in full belief that it's in everybody's best interest that they pay full price, that works. It works because you show up differently. It works because they perceive it differently. It works because they value that. When they're opting into working with you, they value it. They're not doing it because you're less expensive than the other designer. I don't want any clients working with me because I'm less expensive than another coach. I want them working with me because they believe in the result I'm going to get them, because they align with my values, because they're attracted to working with me, because they want to. I said I want to come back to the iPhone example. Doesn't it feel like everybody has an iPhone? iPhones are not cheap, but doesn't it feel like everyone has one? Why is that? Because everyone who has one values it and finds the money to buy one. Let that sit with you for a moment. I mean, way back, when iPhones first came out and there were other options, I was a BlackBerry girl. Anybody else here a BlackBerry person? I was a BlackBerry girl for quite some time. I'm embarrassed to admit that. The iPhone came out. It's not that I couldn't afford it. I just didn't want to be. I just felt the BlackBerry was more professional. That was my take. I still feel it was at that time. I'm such a loser. I was like this 20-year-old intern I did have multiple internships, and I just remember seeing other people with iPhones. I'm like, well, people can tell I have internships or that I am a business person because I have a BlackBerry. So iPhone comes out and not everybody gets one because it wasn't essential at that time. And then what? It became essential. You think my BlackBerry Bold got me here and I'd be doing this on it? God, no. That BlackBerry Bold only got me so far until I realized I gotta become an iPhone girl because it is what is going to get me to my next level. Whatever I wanted at that time. May not have been much. It might have just been to check my emails without having to wait 30 seconds for that, thing for my page to load. Again, if you were a BlackBerry person, you can relate. So that said, when it became essential, and it's still not essential. I mean, there are people out there who do not have iPhones and live perfectly wonderful lives. But it's because you value it that you have in your budget, that you've created in your budget to buy an iPhone. That is how you want it's a luxury. An iPhone's a luxury. We think it's essential. Maybe in my business it slightly is. Maybe in your business it slightly is. But in most people's lives, it's a luxury. Just like interior design. And you want somebody buying into you. Not because you're cheaper than another designer, but because they value your services, your experience, your intellect, your processes, your creativity, your style, your personality. You want people buying into you for that, not because you're cheaper than somebody else. So, what does work? Number one, valuing your services. Again, head to the link in my bio and grab my Confident Charging Guide if you don't have that yet. Number two, what works? When it feels good to discount your services, feels good to discount your services, it works. When it feels good, it works. Now, when does it feel good? When something comes your way and your thought is not, oh, okay, I guess I have to make this work. Or, oh, okay, I guess I'm not going to make much money on this project. When something comes your way and instead of thinking that, you think, okay, I want to help this person. I want to make this work. I want to because they mean something to you, because it calls on your heart to do so, because it allows you to feel like you are giving to somebody who will be receiving with gratitude. When that happens and you say, you know what, I want to work with you, let me offer you this, that is when it works. The difference is it comes from a place of being empowered, not a place of being powerless. When you're empowered, you are in the driver's seat. When you are powerless, you feel somebody else is making this decision for you. You always have a choice. Always. You always have a choice. And I want you to know that and see it before you just say yes to every single thing that comes your way. Now, why does that work? Because it grows you. When it doesn't work, when you're discounting your services because you feel you have to, you'll know it because it shrinks you. It feels exhausting. It allows you to feel powerless. When you're saying yes because you want to, it grows you. You feel bigger. You feel generous. You feel excited. It actually energizes you. And that is why you've got to be selective about who gets your time, who gets your energy, and who are the very few people who get, even saying the word your discount or a discount is like tough for me because I still don't love the idea of like discounting your services. But if you are giving them some sort of offer that allows them to work with you for less than you currently work for most clients and what you value your services at, you at least have this opportunity to offer something that feels very good to you and you're excited to help this person and have them say yes back to you. But you've got to be selective in doing so. Now, sometimes there are also going to be very exciting large projects that come your way while you are super busy. You're going to be totally slammed, but you're going to have an opportunity that comes your way that you don't have time for, but you want to say yes to. Once again, when that happens, you're saying yes from a very empowered place. Like, how can I make this happen? Because I don't want to lose this opportunity. I want it. Now, you're not saying yes because you're scared that this opportunity will never come again. You're saying yes because you deeply feel that this is something that you are meant to do and take on. And so you start getting creative and you say, now, how can I make this happen? Now, again, we're not offering discounts to this large project, but I'm just giving you an example of something that may come your way that feels empowering to say yes to. how can I make this happen? That is the how can I make this happen, and it feels really good to me to do so. There are people out there, let's go back to this discounting of your services. There are people out there who receive with gratitude, and there are people out there who are takers and just want things for cheap. There is a very big differentiator between those people. And I want you to pay attention in your onboarding, in the discovery call, in the email that they send you when they say that they're interested in working with you. I want you to pay attention to identify which one of those people are. Because people who receive with gratitude will not take from you. They will not take from you. They will not try to eat up more of your time. They will not hold things against you. They're going to respect you the same way that somebody who pays full price will. And takers, you know what it's like when you offer your services for cheaper for them. It's not selfish to not want to serve people who want things for cheap. Do not think that. It is not selfish. It is the most selfless thing that you can do. The most selfless thing you can do is to say no to people who want things for cheap and want your services discounted. Because when you are saying no to them, you are saying yes, you are consciously choosing your clients who pay a premium and that you're going to give them better service and more attention. You are consciously choosing yourself and your sanity and your energy. You are consciously choosing to be better for your family, more present, happier, more fulfilled. And discounting your services is a slippery, slippery slope, because you give it out to one person and they're going to keep coming back and asking for more and more and more and more. And then they're going to refer other people to you and say she's cheap. And you do not want that. You do not want it. And that is why I am so convinced that if this is something that you're doing, if you're known as the affordable designer, if you are known as the one that's cheap among a sea of people who are expensive, it's not a great label if you want to value yourself at a higher level. It's not a great label if you are trying to expand into more luxury clients. It is not a great label if you are wanting to learn how to make more money on less work. And I hope that that makes sense to you. So head to the link in my bio, grab my confident charging guide if you have not yet, or comment guide and I will send that your way. But the number one thing you need to stop doing if you want your business to start flourishing, this one thing is holding you back, and that is discounting your services, and I want you to stop. Thoughts, questions? Thank you everybody for joining. We had a good amount of people pop on this one. Let me know if you have any questions. Send me a DM if anything comes up for you from this live. And head to link in my bio, grab my confident charging guide. If this is something that sparked something in you today and this week in particular, head to the link in my bio and schedule a one-on-one clarity session with me if you want to take a deep dive on something going on in your business with a particular client and you need some clarity on how to handle it. Don't hesitate to then head to the link in my bio and schedule a one-on-one with me. All right, that's what I have for you today, friends. I will see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. If this was helpful, please throw it a like. I mean that. It allows me to know whether or not this is a helpful topic and if I should be doing more topics like this. So please like this video if this was helpful for you today. If this was relevant to something that a design peer has said to you, forward this to a friend. And I'll see you next week. All right. Hope you have a great rest of your day and take care, friends. Bye.